Welcome back to There's the Bell. This is episode 8 for us, 2 away from number 10, if you can count. Cody, it's been a little while.
Milestone.
Yeah. You know, it's been a little while since we talked, man. It's been over a week. We recorded that podcast last Tuesday. It didn't go up until Friday. But been over a week since we last talked any serious wrestling or MMA talk, man.
I know it. Too long.
That's right. Well, couple things, man. A lot has happened in the wrestling world, especially since we last talked. But of course, Super Bowl happened. Super Bowl 51, Atlanta versus New England. New England Patriots beat Atlanta Falcons. Tom Brady, Bill Belichick both win their 5th Super Bowl. So, do you get the daily Tom Brady pictures on your Facebook page, or has your buddy Alex forgot that?
Every day. He sends them every morning.
I was wondering, I hadn't checked on it, but
sometimes it's in the afternoon. He forgets in the morning. Sometimes it's in the afternoon, but he gets one on there every day.
Well, I would also like to point out that I did pick the Patriots too. It was a great game.
It was, and I never expected that. I figured it was over at halftime, but me and him were talking back and forth during the game, and I told him, I said, man, don't ever think y'all out of it, because as long as you got Brady and Belichick, you always have a shot.
That just speaks to the greatness of both of those guys, man. We'll get to that a little later, but let's officially start the show. Top story number 1 in MMA. UFC 208 Saturday night at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. I actually forgot this was going down this weekend, man.
Yeah, it's a sleeper card for sure. Not a lot of big names on this card. Anderson Silva.
Yeah, he's definitely the biggest.
Co-main, but they're unveiling a new women's division. Jermaine Durandamy and Holly Holm fighting for that title. So we're gonna
featherweight belt.
Card, I think. A lot of good fighters.
You renting it?
Oh, absolutely.
It's going to be interesting to see because WWE, which is really UFC's main competition, 2 different sports, 2 different shows, whatever you want to call them, but really their main competition. WWE's recently gotten to the Barclays Center and kind of made that its home for SummerSlam, its second biggest event of the year, and they draw pretty damn good numbers there. They sell it out for NXT, of course, sell it out for SummerSlam, sell it out for Raw the next night, so you essentially have 3 sellouts. You think UFC 208 will do similar business Saturday night?
No, I do not.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think a lot of. If you're not a hardcore fan, you're not watching this pay-per-view.
Yeah, well, the other card that was in New York was at MSG 205, which was McGregor and Eddie Alvarez. Of course, it was really, some were saying it was the best UFC card in history, so it kind of drew itself. But I was just curious on your input on that. I honestly don't know. I think they'll probably sell it out, but I really
don't think it will.
You don't think it will?
No. I was listening to Luke Thomas' show, and they looked it up. They had a lot of tickets left. That was on yesterday's show. And I think UFC fans kind of got spoiled. You know what I mean? We had all those gigantic cards back to back to back.
Yeah, in 2016 was a big year.
Yeah, and then now you're kind of fluttering off to what they used to be, which is great fights. But you kind of don't know these guys. They're not a big names that are promoted by the UFC. So, but they got some hell of some fights on this card Saturday night.
Well, let's get to the first one. This is the main card now. Dustin Poirier will fight Jim Miller in the lightweight division. I don't know much about Jim Miller, but I'm pretty familiar with Dustin Poirier. Catch me up on Jim Miller real quick.
Jim Miller is a wrestler, jiu-jitsu guy. He has been fighting since the beginning of time, seems like. He is a he trains with Mickey Gall. Actually, he trained Mickey Gall, the guy that fought CM Punk.
Right.
Jim Miller has been in the game a while. Him and Joe Lozon had a war not long ago. He's tough.
It's interesting because Dustin Poirier always seems like the guy who's going to take that next step, but it seems like when he takes 1 step forward, it's 2 steps back.
Yeah, man. It was like that with McGregor. He fought McGregor, got knocked out. He was well on his way in the featherweight division. Moves up to lightweight, has a lot of success, and then gets whacked by Michael Johnson.
Yeah.
But, he's one of those guys that he stands in the pocket, he trades with. He's going to sit there in your face, and he's going to trade with you. And it's either you going to knock him out or he's going to knock you out, one or the other.
So what do you think for this fight?
I think he's got enough power and enough grit to outlast Jim Miller. I think he knocked Jim Miller out. And
Okay.
Dustin Poirier's got great wrestling. I don't think Jim Miller's going to be able. I mean, Jim Miller probably has a better wrestling game.
It's kind of a mismatch with the stand-up game, though, right?
Yeah, very, very much an advantage for Dustin Poirier to stand up.
I'm going to go Dustin Poirier, too. Second fight, Glover Teixeira taking on Jared Cannonier. Man, last time we saw Glover Teixeira, he got knocked out pretty bad against Rumble Johnson. That was at UFC 202, I believe. Same card with McGregor and Diaz, too.
Yeah, I remember that fight.
Yeah.
Very well. Lost me $100.
hard knockout by Anthony Rumble Johnson. But Glover's a competitor, man. He's going to come back. He's going to keep battling back. I don't know much about Cannonier either, but I'm going to go Glover this one.
I don't know much about him either, but everybody is talking about this fight that does know something about it and is saying this is an upset in the making. So
for Cannonier,
I'm going to go Glover. Sorry, I don't know Jared Cannonier, but it's going to be one to watch. I'm interested to see what he does.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Glover comes back from that Rumble knockout. He's not a young guy either. He's on in his upper 30s, probably getting closer to 40. So, it's going to be interesting to see how he compares against the younger Cannonier. Second fight.
He kind of got one more run. If he gets a win, a couple more wins, he can get up there and fight for a chance, fight for a title again. If he takes another loss, I mean, he's pretty much going to have to retire. He's not going to be in title contention anymore.
Right. Match number 3. This is, I think, going to be a pretty good fight. You got Jacare, the Brazilian middleweight, facing Tim Boetsch.
Very good fight.
Jacare was a guy that they were lining up to get that middleweight belt, and then they just had some politics between. I think that's when, wasn't that when Luke Rockhold had the belt? There was a couple politics here and there. It's like Jacare was going to get the winner between Weidman and Rockhold, but then Weidman had to pull out.
He had to get his knee fixed.
Yeah.
Had a knee injury.
Jacare did. That's correct.
Yeah, that's why he couldn't. I'll take that back. When it got announced that they were doing a rematch with Rockhold and Weidman, and then Weidman pulled out. They called Jacare. Jacare didn't, he wouldn't lay it off. He was going to take some time off and get his knee fixed. So
yeah. So then comes Michael Bisping, right?
Gets the title shot and
upsets the world.
Rest is history.
Yeah. So Jacare was kind of put on the back burner. Now he was supposed to fight Rockhold too, but Rockhold had to pull out.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what Luke Rockhold's doing.
No, I don't either. So Jacare's been sitting on the sidelines for a little while, But where's Tim Boetsch been at?
I'm not sure, man. I hadn't heard anything from Tim Boetsch in a while.
I know. I recognize the name, and I know I've seen this guy fight before. And of course, I was looking it up today on the internet, but I can't remember the last time I saw him fight. Just like you, I'm gonna go Jacare.
I watched him fight live in New Orleans. Fought Dan Henderson in the main event.
Oh, really? Now, did he win that fight or not?
When I went to New Orleans.
Hendo won that fight?
Yeah, knocked him out.
Okay. Yeah, look, all due respect to Tim Boetsch, I think that UFC are kind of just feeding Jacare this guy right now, probably hoping that he wins so he can move on and get back up into title contention. Possibly fight Bisping or Romero next. I would think this would probably be a #1 contender fight.
I wouldn't say they're necessarily feeding Tim Boetsch. Jacare, Tim Boetsch is no slouch. He's got a real unorthodox stand-up game, and he can knock you out at any second of the fight. Jacare, to me, should be up there for the title anyway because Yoel Romero, I don't think Yoel beat Jacare in their fight. I mean, judges gave it to him, so technically he did. But,
right. Yeah.
I mean, that fight was close, and I think Jacare did enough to win.
This is interesting too because
I know.
I don't think Tim Boetsch is anything to laugh at. That wasn't what I
definitely not.
Yeah, that wasn't what I was trying to say. Maybe I should have worded that better. But UFC has a big drawing power in Brazil, but they really only sell it out when they have a Brazilian champion, something those Brazilian people can look up to. For years it was Anderson Silva. They don't really have that standout Brazilian champion right now. Unless I'm forgetting about somebody, am I? I mean, Aldo.
But he's not fighting right now.
Yeah. So, I think UFC's trying to push Jacare as the next kind of Brazilian guy. Kind of to take the place of Anderson Silva for drawing power. But, you know, who knows? We'll see what happens. I'm going to go Jacare with this fight, but I could see Boach pulling on the upset.
I agree with you 100%. I'm going Jacare, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if Tim Boach knocks him out.
Now, the fight that I'm most looking forward to on this card, mainly because just the legend, Anderson Silva, is taking on Derek Brunson. But, Cody, I know nothing about Derek Brunson.
Derek Brunson is a tough fight for anybody in that middleweight division. Derek Brunson has been on a tear before he lost his last fight to Robert Whittaker. I mean, he got caught, and he really fought a poor fight. But before that, I want to say the only guy he's lost to was Yoel Romero. He's beaten Uriah Hall. He's beaten Sam Alvey. He's beaten, you know, some good guys in the middleweight division.
Right. So they're putting him up against Anderson Silva. Obviously, Silva's still a big draw. Old legend, the guy who, you know, hasn't performed like he used to. He's just getting older in his last couple of fights, but people still love him. People respect him, taking on the new, young, up-and-coming guy. I honestly don't know what's going to happen here, man. You take your pick.
I'm going to go Derek Brunson. I think he knocks him out.
I'm going to go Anderson Silva just for the hell of it. I'd like to see him maybe knock him out with a leg kick to the foot to the face and retire after that.
Nothing. He wants to fight for a title.
Silva?
Nothing. Oh yeah. He said he wins this fight. He wants to fight Michael Bisping regardless if it's for a title or not. He said he wants that to be his next fight.
He wants that rematch, right?
Yeah, he wants to avenge that loss.
Well, good luck with that.
You know what kind of competitor he is.
Yeah.
But I would want, the only reason I want Anderson Silva to win this fight, because I've never been a fan of Anderson Silva. Not one single bit. I respect him, but I'm not a fan. The only reason I want him to win is because I think that will give him that title shot over Yoel Romero. And I dislike Yoel Romero just about as much as I do any fighter I can think of.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Yoel Romero. But I thought, it was my understanding that they pretty much already made that fight between Bisping and Romero.
It's not set in stone yet. I think they're kind of waiting on to see what this is. The way I've been hearing it, you know, through SiriusXM, listen to all those shows, it's pretty much like the new people that run the company want big money fights. They don't care if you're number 10 in the rankings. If you're going to draw more money than the guy that's number 1 in the rankings, you're going to get that fight.
Well, it is a business, so in that end, I see their point. Some fans don't like that, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, I respected him as Anderson Silva. Most definitely.
Yeah. No, here's the thing. I don't like Yoel Romero either. I would rather see Anderson Silva take on Michael Bisping in a rematch for that title in the main event, possibly in his last fight, whether he wins, loses, or draws. You kind of build it up that way, and of course, that's going to make more money than Bisping versus Romero. But to the point you were just making, Romero, in my opinion, is the number 1 contender.
Yeah, no. He is. He's beat the guys, but just like against Weidman and against Jacare and even against Tim Kennedy, sits on the bench and doesn't get up when they call him, and then gets his corner to douse him down with water, and so you can't grab a hold to him. He's a cheater. Well,
you know what? I was going to save this until the end for our hot take, but let's go ahead and get on it because we know how you feel about Yoel Romero. I've said my piece on it, but did you watch that thing I sent you on Twitter today?
No, I hadn't seen it yet.
So Michael Bisping has this show on SiriusXM or whatever called The Countdown. You told me about this.
Yeah, I listened to it yesterday.
Okay, Yoel Romero calls into him on the radio.
Yeah, I listened to it live.
And you listened to it live?
Yeah.
What were your thoughts? I couldn't understand what Romero was saying, but Bisping, of course, was hilarious throughout the whole thing.
I was dying laughing. It was hilarious.
It's so hard to it's so hard to repeat this word for word and make it sound funny like Bisping did. I won't even try. I will share this to the Facebook page for you guys to listen to. But the part that stood out to me the most was Bisping said, he was talking about his Twitter, right?
Yeah. Well, Yoel Romero started a GoFundMe account for Michael Bisping's medical expenses after they fight.
Yeah.
Which is definitely a good move by Romero to get himself out there because now they're talking about Anderson Silva. If he wins, he gets a title shot. So Yoel did that to kind of get his name back out there, you know?
Yeah, he's trying to build that heat. Trying to get his heat back.
Michael Bisping was talking about some kind of photo they have of Yoel Romero where he shit himself in the cage. And then Yoel Romero calls in and goes ape shit nuts.
Yeah, you can't understand what he's saying. I couldn't.
No.
But
and Michael Bisping says, "Hey, that's the roid rage. Hey, calm down. Count to 10."
He also said, I don't think that's you who's running your Twitter because you're using correct English, you're spelling stuff right. Let's take a test. If this is really you, spell steroid for me.
Yeah. He said, I'll help you out. S-T-E-R-I.
Just
and then he hangs up.
Just a classic moment from those guys. And after that, I do want to see that fight too. So really going to root for Bisping in that one. That just reminds me of something, though. I don't think we'll ever see this fight because the weight divisions are too separate, too large. How funny would it be to see Michael Bisping and McGregor face off in a war of words? Like the promos those two guys would cut on each other would be hilarious.
Oh, man. It would be epic. Now, they did. I want to say Bisping said Diaz was going to beat him twice or whatever in the second fight. And after he won, said McGregor called him and they cussed him out because he didn't pick him. And he said, "Oh, yeah, you're right. I was wrong."
Yeah. So let's get to this main event, though. Holly Holm versus Jermaine Durandamy. Featherweight title. They're creating this belt. A couple things I want to get to right here first. Look. This just seems like this would be Chris Cyborg's division. But apparently Dana White and those guys don't have confidence in her that she could pass the drug test. Otherwise, I think she'd be in this fight.
I don't think that's what it is.
What do you think it is?
I think this next fight, whoever wins this belt is going to get to fight her, and then they're going to have more money because she's more of a draw than these guys, the girls put together. So whoever wins this fight, they're going to make even more. They're going to make money off this fight because it's,
the first
time this belt's being created and put on somebody. All right, big money, are they thinking? So now they're going to make that money, then they're going to make big money again to win the winner of this fight, Cyborg.
Well, of course they were trying to do the whole big money thing with Cyborg and Ronda, but they could never work that out. Of course, that fight I don't think will ever happen now that Ronda's lost 2 in a row and, just doesn't look like her heart's in it anymore.
Can you imagine the mauling that would be?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
I said that from the jump.
Yeah, no.
No way.
No. No. Anyway, Holly Holm's on a 2-fight losing streak. I'm going to go with Jermaine Durandamy.
Yeah, I am too. I think she's tough. She's a Dutch kickboxer, kind of like Overeem. She's a cop over there, actually.
Really? That's interesting.
She's a hell of a woman.
Well, Holly Holm, I think, is a draw now. She made herself when she beat Ronda Rousey because nobody had done it. So, I just think that she's on a 2-fight losing streak. She was winning that fight against Miesha Tate, but then it got taken to the ground. And is Jermaine a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu artist or anything like that, where she can get this on the ground? Because if that's all she has to do, well, she'll have Holly where she wants her.
No, I'm thinking it's going to be kickboxing and Muay Thai. Both of them. That's both of them straight.
Yeah, this is going to be a good fight then, I think.
But I'm going to mention something. The last girl she fought was Valentina Shevchenko, who just beat, I'm losing my train of thought. Anyway, she won the other night, and now she's going to fight Amanda Nunes. Valentina Shevchenko out-kickboxed Holly Holm, the best kickboxing woman there is.
Yeah.
And she beat her like a drum. That was her last loss.
Well,
so I don't think I was thinking, Miesha beat her on the ground, but can anybody stand up with her and really give her any trouble? Well, that was the answer to when she fought Valentina. And Jermaine Durandamy hits so hard for a woman. She's kind of like Cyborg. Not that much power, but she has power.
Let's talk about them creating this division for these ladies. I really think they're trying to make a woman who's a double champion. I think that they're going to try to put Amanda Nunes against whoever is the champion in the featherweight division a little on down the line, whether that be Jermaine or Holly Holm or Cyborg. I think that's what they're trying to do.
And why not? Be a good idea.
Absolutely. You ready to get to some wrestling news?
I'm ready. I think it'd be great. I'm definitely a sleeper card, but I think if you want to see some good fights, rent the card on Saturday night.
There's a lot of knockout potential on this main event. I mean, on the main card that I'm looking at.
And also Ian McCall on the prelims.
So, okay, so I saw something interesting today. I heard that they were going to cut the prelims. I read that on Bleacher Report, but I could never find the story about it. Have you heard anything about that?
No, I have not.
Okay, well, we leave.
Stop doing them?
No, just for this fight. Like, I don't.
Huh.
Look, I'm just reporting what I saw. I couldn't find the article, so I'm not going to say either way. I searched for it for about 5 minutes on the site. Even typed it in on Google and couldn't find anything about it. So we'll just leave that one where it's at. Let's get to some wrestling news, though. Come out yesterday in a report that, well, it was a conference call, actually. The WWE Network subscribers come in at 1.5 million for the final 2016 quarter, which would have been October, November, December. That's actually up from the quarter before, like 100,000 people. WWE says that their ultimate goal is to hit that over 2 million group. Anyway, it looks like they're making money, though. They're doing every time these numbers come out, it seems like the network's getting a little bit more subscribers, a little bit more subscribers, a little bit more subscribers.
Yeah, I mean, the product's definitely got better since the brand split, I think.
And
You know what I mean?
and Vince McMahon said that in the conference call, too.
Yeah, I mean, it shows.
He said he's...
SmackDown is a whole lot more, I mean, a lot more people are tuning in to wrestling on Tuesday night than they were before. And which gets you ready for 205 Live. And I'm not saying people don't like cruise. I mean, I'm not a fan of the cruiserweights like talking about, but they got some people that just love cruiserweight wrestling.
Let's get on to top story number 2. We didn't get to cover this last episode, but the news really came out the day after we recorded. Seth Rollins tore his meniscus in the same knee that he tore his ACL and all that other stuff months prior. And his status for WrestleMania was really up in the air. Now Dave Meltzer is reporting that while it's going to be close, WWE is very confident that Seth Rollins will reportedly be able to wrestle at WrestleMania and will presumably go on to face Triple H.
And that is awesome. I'm so glad that he's going to be able to go in there and compete because they've been holding him out for this feud with Triple H. And I've been really wanting to see that. And I'm glad he didn't mess it up too bad where he can get out there at WrestleMania.
Oh man, look, that they cut that angle on NXT Saturday night before the Rumble, and it was hot. I mean,
it was most definitely.
It was the first thing Rollins had done that made impact in several months, and that crowd was hot for him. And of course, they were hot that Monday on Raw too. And Triple H cut a fantastic promo, and then of course Samoa Joe comes out there. So I don't really know what's going to happen with that. I don't really think we'll see Seth Rollins until WrestleMania again, though. That's going to be 8. It says he's going to be on the shelf for about 8 weeks, which is roughly until Mania is. So I expect him to. It's going to be interesting to see how they build this up. They're going to have to do a lot of videos and packages and stuff like that. But I think it'll work, man. I'm excited. I'm glad Seth's going to be okay. I'm excited to see this match. Will say, however, I don't really know how his knee actually got injured, but maybe he needs to tone it back down in the ring a little bit. Maybe just need to be more careful and stuff.
It looked like when Samoa Joe took him down, it just got twisted up underneath him. Like just a bad angle when he took him down, you know?
Yeah, it could have just been a freak accident, you know?
That's what it looked like to me. I saw the little clip where they said it happened, and that's what it looked like.
I kept watching it, but I couldn't really tell. Top story number 3, some really exciting news. I've been waiting on this for a long time. The Rock and Roll Express is going to the WWE Hall of Fame this year.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Now, I sent you a text the other day saying this is awesome, and now all we need is the Midnight Express. Can't wait for Jim Cornette's induction speech.
Oh, man.
It hasn't been announced who's going to induct Rock and Roll Express, but wouldn't that be cool if the Midnight Express inducted him and Jim Cornette? Anyway, I'm getting kind of ahead of myself, but congratulations, Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson. You guys deserve it. You guys were a hell of a tag team back in the 80s.
I enjoyed watching them when I was a little kid. I still remember it.
You know, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty's team kind of spun off of that, didn't it?
They did.
I've never really thought about that until just now. They were even called the Rockers.
Yep. Kind of looked the same, too.
Yep. Ricky and Robert were both great, amazing workers too. They have a team. They have a team in NXT that reminds me of these guys. It's Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. They're actually called DIY. They held the NXT Tag Team Championships for a while. They remind me a lot of the Rock and Roll Express. If you get a chance, check them out.
I need to watch more NXT.
You know, I keep up with it. I mainly just watch the big takeover events. I don't watch it week to week like I should, but you know, I'm a fan. I enjoy it. It's definitely a different product from the main event scene of Raw and SmackDown. Now it's dipped down a little bit because during the brand split they called a lot of people up. Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, you know, a bunch of tag teams, American Alpha, guys like that. But they still got Shinsuke Nakamura there. They still got Bobby Roode. They're still signing a bunch of these independent guys. So
Eric Young.
Yeah, Eric Young. NXT's in it for the long run, man. You ready to get to this Elimination Chamber pay-per-view card on Sunday?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's been a while since we've seen anybody in the Chamber. We'll start the show off with the pre-show. You're going to have Kurt Hawkins versus Mojo Rawley. Look, I just think they've been trying to do some more interesting things with Mojo Rawley. I think he's an NXT guy who's they put him on SmackDown and he hasn't done much, but they're kind of building him up a little bit, giving him a win here and there. I just think this is kind of what this is right here.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Mojo Rawley. I like him.
He played football in the NFL. I can't remember what team though. He's a big guy, great build.
Yeah, I like his tag team with Zack Ryder.
Yeah, and Ryder's actually hurt with a knee injury right now, which is kind of why they've been pushing Mojo Rawley. So it's good to see that, you know, when Ryder went down, they're at least still doing something with this guy.
Yeah, instead of leaving him on the shelf, too.
Cuts a good promo, too.
Yeah, he does.
So we'll get to the main card now, what we presume will be the main card. Your woman, Natalya, facing Nikki Bella. This kind of feud's been going on and off for a little while. Really been better than what I expected. I haven't been keeping up with it a ton. You know, it's just another women's match. We actually got 3 women's matches on this card, man. It's pretty surprising.
Yeah, I mean, and Raw has really been the better women's wrestling show if you look at it from a whole. Yeah,
because they have the big stars. Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Bayley. They're building Nia Jax up. SmackDown's kind of taking really Becky Lynch, and then a lot of the NXT call-ups.
A couple of veterans like Natalya, you know, a couple more up.
Yeah, Mickie James coming back too. But they've really taken these women from SmackDown and they put them in decent storylines and building them up some. I like what they've done with Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I'm being 100% honest with you right here, I don't know. I don't really care who wins this. Nikki Bella will probably win. I don't know. It's just the way I feel.
I think so too. As long as she's Mrs. Thinks that runs the place, I don't think she's gonna lose too many matches anyway.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Next match. This is interesting. Dolph Ziggler's facing Apollo Crews and Kalisto in a handicap match. Ziggler's pretty much gone full heel on now. This isn't normal for a heel to be in a handicap match, so I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I saw that.
Yeah, usually it's, you know, a big baby face, somebody who's a larger competitor, like, I don't know, Big Show or somebody.
900 times he was a baby face.
Yeah, somebody like that facing 2 smaller guys, but you got Ziggler facing Apollo Crews and Kalisto in a handicap match. I mean, I know what they're doing with this storyline wise because Ziggler's attacked both these guys with chairs and such, but I don't know. I don't see how he beats 2 guys, so logically, I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm just going to go Apollo Crews and Kalisto. I'd like to see Ziggler win, but
I'm going to say that too, but I think they got to have some kind of twist in here somewhere.
Yeah, they'll do something with it. Who knows? Might be interesting to check out what it is, though.
Yeah.
Let's get to the third match. Becky Lynch versus Mickie James. Really, Mickie James' first high-profile singles match since she's come back to the WWE. If they give these girls time, I think they'll tear the house down.
I think so, too. And I think they're going to let Mickie James go ahead and get a couple wins underneath the belt.
I do, too. Kind of build her back up a little bit. All right, moving through these quick. Luke Harper versus Randy Orton. This, I think, is going to be a barn burner.
Yeah, both of those are great competitors.
You know, I think Randy will get the win just because they got to keep him strong for Mania. But I'm glad to see what they're.
Let it win out of his cells.
Yeah, I'm glad to see what they're doing with Luke Harper now. You know, the whole Wyatt family storyline's been kind of intriguing because we're expecting a Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton Mania match. Although we have to wait and see what happens for the Elimination Chamber this Sunday, which we'll get to that too. It's just going to be interesting to see, man. You know, I don't really know where they're going with this because the Mania picture is still so muddy right now.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a little bit clearer after this Sunday.
Definitely, and after Fastlane too. So we're both going Orton here.
Yeah.
I think they need to keep Luke Harper strong though, make him look strong in this match.
Well, I think he's gonna have a strong showing regardless.
They had a SmackDown match against each other a couple weeks ago, and Orton kind of beat him in 6 minutes, and I was like, Anyway, let's move on. This is a tag team turmoil match for the WWE SmackDown tag team titles. Let me catch my breath here before I start this. American Alpha versus Heath Slater and Rhino versus Breezango versus the Usos versus the Ascension versus the Vaudevillains. I don't really like what they've done with the tag titles over on SmackDown. I think the tag team division on Raw is much more stronger in that shows because you got New Day, you got Sheamus and Cesaro, the Club. You know, I guess they're throwing all these teams here in this match kind of to pick a number one contender. Usually, whoever goes in the champion in these type of tag team turmoil matches comes out the champion. So I'll go with American Alpha.
I'm going to do a little tricking up. I'm going to go with the Usos. I think they give them a win.
Well, you know, they've done some good things since they've turned heel.
Yeah. And I think now the Wyatt family's kind of dispersed. I think this is going to be the new feud, American Alpha versus the Usos.
I look for them to bring up Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder from NXT and put them on the SmackDown show pretty soon and kind of have American Alpha feud with them because you said you haven't watched a ton of NXT, but that was the tag team battle down there. I mean, these guys put on classic match after classic match after classic match. So that's why I think they're kind of going with this. I'm going to go with American Alpha wins the belts, or keeps the belts, excuse me. Before we get to the main event, we got one more match. Naomi versus Alexa Bliss for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I always keep it short here. I'm going with Alexa Bliss.
So am I. I don't think they let Naomi win.
She's kind of making herself, and she reminds me of Trish Stratus a little bit.
Yeah.
As far as that,
playing the part good.
Yeah, as far as that heel role goes, you know.
Yeah.
In the main event, we got the first Elimination Chamber for the WWE Heavyweight title in over 2 years now. This will be the only chamber match on the card that we know of. It'll be John Cena, the 16-time. Sounds weird saying that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
John Cena, the 16-time WWE Heavyweight Champion, taking on AJ Styles, taking on Bray Wyatt, taking on Dean Ambrose, taking on Baron Corbin, taking on The Miz in the Elimination Chamber for the WWE Heavyweight Championship. Where do we start?
They got some heavy hitters in this Elimination Chamber.
It ought to be good, you know. Bray Wyatt, Ambrose, Corbin.
Baron Corbin.
Yeah. Styles, Cena, yeah, Miz, all these guys deserve this spot. I guess we'll kind of go through them. Who's your pick, just off the top of the head?
I'm going to go with Bray Wyatt in the same little scenario that I was thinking the whole time.
I mean, I agree too. I don't really know where they're going. We'll run through these one-on-one. Let's start with Cena, I guess. The reason I don't think he'll win is because not only do I think they're setting up Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, but Randy Orton just wrestled John Cena on this past week's SmackDown. So if WWE was really planning on that to be the main event of WrestleMania, don't you think they wouldn't have had them wrestled on free TV just now?
Yeah, you wouldn't see them touch until WrestleMania.
No. Now, AJ Styles, before I get to that, I don't know what they have planned for Cena at WrestleMania. I really don't.
Well, this is a way you can make him lose the belt, but not lose the match, and still look strong.
Yeah. Well, I mean, somebody's going to have to eliminate him because it isn't whoever gets the first pin. This is an elimination chamber. But
true.
you can still make him look strong and have Baron Corbin put damn end of days on him on the steel or whatever, you know.
Or have a couple of them gang up on him and do their finishers.
Yeah.
Pin him.
Right. AJ Styles, him and Randy Orton would be a hell of a fucking match.
Yeah, that'd be a great WrestleMania.
Oh, that would be an awesome match. I don't think AJ wins here. I think again, I don't really know what they have planned for him at WrestleMania. I've heard that he might take on Shane McMahon.
I think that'd be an awesome match.
Well, I think you might be in the minority here. There's a lot of people that think AJ Styles deserves a bigger match at Mania per se, but I think if they made it a street fight, it'd be a hell of a fight.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stipulations you can add in, make it a good match. He had a hell of a run. I mean, he deserved every bit of credit he got and the pushes he got from the company. But fighting Shane McMahon at WrestleMania, hell, Undertaker did it last year, so it's not like you're dogging it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think people want to see AJ square off with a bigger name like Undertaker or
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar, somebody like that. But I will say that I don't think AJ's going to win this belt because I think that they're going to plan the long-term next couple of months of SmackDown after Mania. They're going to probably build that around AJ versus Randy Orton and have them have a couple matches at the pay-per-view, which I think would be awesome.
Yeah, most definitely.
Ambrose, he's just not at that level right now. I mean, they put the title on him for a little while this past year, and I've always felt like he's a guy who does better chasing the title than he actually does holding it. Kind of like Stone Cold Steve Austin used to do. His kind of antics, but he's Intercontinental Champion right now. I don't know why he would win the belt.
I think they just threw him in there for a spot because he's a great performer.
Yeah.
But no, I'm with you. I don't think he's in any kind of shape to hold it any amount of time, and definitely not going to main event WrestleMania just yet.
Do they have to turn him heel to get him back to where he was when he was at his height and popularity?
I don't know why you wouldn't turn him heel. I mean, he'd be a great heel.
Yeah. I mean, he was great in the Shield.
He'd be a better heel than Seth Rollins was.
Oh, yeah, I believe so, too.
Seth Rollins is a better face to me. Seth Rollins was aggravating as all get out, just whiny little sissy. You really made him look lower than what he really is.
Well, and his moveset is much more high-flying babyface type anyway.
Yeah.
Baron Corbin, don't think he's ready for this spot either. I think big things are destined for him, but that'll be down the line, maybe a year from now, whenever he'll probably get that belt.
Yeah, they're just letting him dip his toes in the water.
Yeah, I'm expecting him to have a big spot here. He'll probably eliminate Ambrose. Maybe if he's lucky, they'll let him eliminate Cena or something like that. But not championship material just yet. World title material anyway. The Miz is kind of my sleeper here.
I don't think they're going to let The Miz get anything in it.
I don't think either, but I mean, he's probably pound for pound the best heel on SmackDown, pure heel right now. And, I mean, he's had a great year. I don't think it's going to happen, but if I had to pick a sleeper here, it'd be him.
He was my wrestler of the year last year.
Yeah, we talked about this on our first episode.
Yeah, I mean, to me, he was the best wrestler in the business last year. Not just what he did in the ring, but his promos.
Yeah.
And to see how far he's come since he first started, man, he is leaps and bounds better than what he was.
You know, I heard that they were gearing up. Not gearing up. I heard that a rumor going around on the internet was that they're actually planning for The Miz and his wife, Maurice, to take on John Cena and Nikki Bella in a mixed tag team match at WrestleMania. And I quickly exited off that website because I just hoped to God that wasn't true.
Yeah, that'd be terrible.
Yeah. Put him in a singles match. Hell, have Cena face Miz in a singles match, but don't do all that.
That's for this year's Mania?
That was a rumor I read. I hope it's not true.
Oh, man. If you don't put Cena, and we talked about this.
That's what I was about to head.
Cena versus Taker. you are missing out on something that you will possibly never have back.
Well, they've already started the Roman Reigns and Undertaker thing, though.
Which is stupid.
Come out and say it.
It is. I mean, say it like this. Sting took that buckle bomb from Seth Rollins. Never came back again. Who's to say the Undertaker doesn't take a bump against one of these younger guys and you'll never see him ever face John Cena?
No, I'm agree with. I think it would have happened last year if Cena wouldn't tore his shoulder up. So why don't you just do it this year? They're both healthy right now. Or as healthy.
Everybody thinks it's going to happen.
Or Undertaker's as healthy as he's going to get.
Yeah, I mean, they want to surprise everybody. Nobody cares about surprises anymore. They want to see Taker and Cena.
It's the last money match they can. Well, to me, it's the biggest money match that they can make. And I think Vince McMahon, the great promoter that he is, I think he's making a mistake if he's really not going to do this. Because, like you said, it's
one of those kind of matches you wasted John Cena.
Yeah. Well, that was kind of a hot take right there.
Yeah.
You got anything you want to talk about that's bugging you?
You will remember, that's about it.
Well, we touched on that. We're going to put that...
Tyron Woodley being oppressed and having to sit on the Fox News analyst panel the other night. He's so oppressed.
He said more stuff?
No. I saw him up there and just made me think about that. It pissed me off even more. These people give you a job at Fox, but you're oppressed.
And you're the UFC welterweight champion of the world.
Yeah. The only reason why they don't respect you as a champion is because you never defended your belt successfully. You fought it to a draw. And you said you beat Carlos Condit when he slipped backwards and tore his ACL. You didn't beat Carlos Condit. Gravity did.
I got something I want to talk about real quick. It came out today. Apparently someone asked Joe Montana, do you think Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time now that he's won his 5th Super Bowl? And Montana said, no, I don't. I like that, man. I do. Joe Montana, many consider him to be the greatest quarterback. Certainly probably the best quarterback of his era. Why would he give it to Brady if he doesn't feel that way? Maybe he thinks... Go ahead.
I agree 100%. If you don't feel that way, don't say it. Now, to me, I'm going to be a man and tell you, watching Brady do that the other night, he is, to me, the greatest of all time.
I agree.
I'm a Peyton Manning fan. I don't like Tom Brady not one bit. I don't care for the Patriots. Can't stand them. But I always knew that as long as you got Brady at Belichick, you're always in a ball game. And some of those passes he throws makes those defensive backs look like they're playing like they're in high school against those receivers.
I agree with you 100%. I certainly think he's the greatest quarterback that I've ever seen in my lifetime. I didn't get to watch Joe Montana, didn't get to watch John Elway. But for me, he's the greatest quarterback of all time. Why don't we do this? Let's book Joe Montana versus Tom Brady for WrestleMania 33.
Yeah, you ought to get in Shaq and the Big Show, I heard.
Yeah, steel cage match.
Yeah.
Let's throw some color in there.
Yeah, need color every now and then.
Joe Montana off the top of the cage, just like Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
In his Skechers.
Yes.
Shape up.
You got anything else you want to throw out there, man, before we sign off?
That's it, man. I'm looking forward to the Elimination Chamber. Looking forward to these fights Saturday night.
Yeah, it's always nice when you have a UFC pay-per-view on Saturday, then a WWE pay-per-view to look forward to on the next night.
And I'm ready to get some sleep on Sunday. Good Lord, I'm tired.
You got to work tomorrow?
Most definitely.
Well, get home, be safe, get some sleep. As always, from now on, this will be on YouTube, so check our YouTube page out. Check our YouTube page out at There's the Bell. Follow us on Facebook, There's the Bell, with Max Hawkins and Cody Butler. We will put that Michael Bisping and Yoel Romero thing on there. It is hilarious. Watch it. Follow us on Twitter. We need to get those Twitter followers up for us at There's the Bell 17. Follow me on Twitter at Max Hawkins TTV. Follow Cody on Twitter at
Cody Butler 5122.
5122.
Yep.
What's that stand
Football
for?
number, baseball number.
Okay, there you go. 5122. All right, man.
Y'all have a good weekend.